Are you working? Audra, can you bring me my phone charger, please? You sent
So after Alicia had left me and the person I was talking about this file, we were talking about how simple it needs to be. We were talking about how easily FTC gets confused over. This is McCullough's file. He asked me to send him an update for last week.
Big numbers, big numbers.
I forgot to do it.
100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Oh, yeah, count it, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad beat presto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Desto. Hit your door and I'ma catch those. Mexican, I make pesos. Get your sauce on pesos. Never save no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep the score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard.
What like irks me.
Thanks, Coach. Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
This chart has absolutely nothing to do with her. Nothing. It has nothing to do with me. We don't talk to FTC at all. She don't talk to them. I don't talk to them. I think she used to sit in on the monthly management meeting. I don't think she said anything. I don't think she contributed anything. So, like, why do you think...
Break there. 180. 54 Mike.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Deuce.
Check 52.
Red, up.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game, takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Shift. Under crunch. Check four. Kill. Hey, alert.
On second down, it's Sanders. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Now Trubisky on first down. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Hey, it's all around. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Check 31.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
On second down, this is Jackson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, switch gears.
Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down.
54's Mike. 54, watch 54. Kermit. 18. Watch 8 Griffin.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go. On the ready. Mike 5-4. Watch out.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Play action. Now Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end, Leggett. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Here's Trubisky to throw. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. A good pickup there at 22.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
180! We got it. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. Greystone, Travis.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. That's 2 really excellent drives for them to start this ballgame, both ending with touchdown passes.
In big picture, they look great, don't they? Like a well-oiled machine right now. But let's down focus a little bit and talk about the guy calling the signals and throwing the passes. He is playing with precision right now, scanning the field and making excellent throws.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They go play action with Jackson. Out to his left. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is...
He's got daylight. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And that's the type of play that will give your sideline some juice, a long touchdown pass.
And it's like a bolt of lightning, isn't it? That suddenness of that play brings everyone to their feet in the stadium. Give them credit for making that type of a play call. Even more credit for how they executed it.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. From the gun, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget Paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game. I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost, hold on to it. Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
You got tape. You got tape. You got tape.
Right back to Sanders on first down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
They run on 1st down with Jackson. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down now. It's Jackson. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A second quarter score from down in Houston. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he'll find Hall. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Jackson. This is caught inside the 15. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Now it's Jackson. The quick slant caught, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. From 10 yards out, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. Looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On first down, here's Love. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now, is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14. From the gun, it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Love. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd and 7, Trubisky. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. And now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
This is fielded at the 7. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here we go.
Here's Love again. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Over the middle, complete. It's Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Watch twist. Watch the twist. Check 3. Check 3. Alert.
Another run with Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He's going to air one out. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's caught at the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chris Conley, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are back within a single score. Boswell good with the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've seen their 21-0 advantage cut to just 7, so time to go back to work here, 1st and 10. Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Sanders. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now Trubisky. Now they go screen. It's complete. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. It worked very well there for a first down.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley.
54, Mike, 54. Check, check, walk 54. Walk. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Now Jackson on first down. And he completes it to Hunt. The 20. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his first touchdown. Now from tying this football game. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack. Now Trubisky lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10 on the draw. Here's Sanders. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The Eagles on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now it's Trubisky. Got a man, it's Arcega-Whiteside. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Trubisky will throw. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? From the shotgun is Trubisky. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Let's go.
They'll start the drive with Love here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Staying on the ground, it's Love. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they are silly, and it leads to a play action sack. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree, all right? But he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I guarantee you, he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Now, I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so, because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You're looking at the geography of the field, right? Where you are, that's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
They'll run with Sanders. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Sanders. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they look for that final touchdown to salt this one away. Now Sanders, and he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind. No, I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They'll get 34 yards there.
53 is the line. Hey, tight. Check the backer, check the backer.
Shotgun handoff now for Love. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Watch the eye. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check 3, trap.
4th down. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at their 48-yard line.
Get up. 180. We own it. We own it.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Eagles, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.